Yay!
Hi!
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, one and all. I see that Lainey is already here. Hello. Good to see you.
Well, it sounds like she was here a while ago.
Lainey may or may not have been here since 6 p.m. last night, which is just amazingly impressive. We love to see that. Hello. My royal life is here as well. So yeah, everybody, as you arrive, feel free to just come in, drop a little hi in the chat, and maybe let us know what you did for Nano, if you did anything for Nano this month. What have you been doing? We are going to celebrate. Oh, everybody's here. Everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Lainey's here. My royal life. Ace is here. Boone. Oh my goodness. The whole squad. Love to see it.
We do love to see it.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, I never posted in the Discord. Let me do that now. Because I know I always need a reminder.
The
Right.
brigade is on it.
The brigade knows. The brigade knows.
Also, I'm just going to
Everyone.
preface that I am in the UK and it is 7 p.m. That is why I'm drinking wine, not like a alcoholic 11 a.m. wine drinker. It's not. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah, to clarify, it is morning for Kate. It is afternoon for me. And it is evening for Lovis. So we got everything.
Good evening.
Hey, Violet. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Alrighty. So yeah, I guess we can kind of start. So I think a lot of people know, but the main thing I was working on today, but for all of Camp Nano is I've been outlining a brand new story that I started on the first day of Nano. And I got through a good amount of it. I have a whole lot of ideas. I have honestly seen ideas for every act, which is super exciting. And I have a lot of pre-writing written. So that's what I've been doing all of this last month for my YA fantasy enemies to lovers romance. So I've been tagging it. So that's what I did for Camp Nano. What about you guys?
Go ahead, Lovis.
Oh, well, I was working on a draft of my eco-fantasy novel. And I did finish it. I finished it this week. I finished the draft. So I reached my nano goal, which was very exciting. I am officially in revisions. So that was cool. And so tonight, I finished the draft, but it is a hot mess. It is not in any state for anyone to read. So I'm kind of consolidating my thoughts and brain dumping everything that I'm still maybe a bit unsure about or that I want to make sure I change when I go to revisions. So that is what I'm doing tonight.
Gotcha.
Wow, what a journey. I have been working on my dystopian project that I started at the beginning of this year. And then I quickly switched to a sequel that I am writing for one of my books that is finished and in the process of editing and getting ready to be queried. And then I switched again to a brand new project that features feminist pirates. I don't really know.
We love it.
Every time I talk about this, it's always jumping from a million different things. And then I ended up giving up on Nano with 2 days left. But I did my best. And now I'm in the process of reading some craft books and just trying to be a better writer.
Yes, absolutely. And to clarify, I did not technically hit my word count goal for Camp Nano. I had a 30,000 word goal. I think I wrote a little over 28,000. So I was very close. But if you counted all of my double counted words when I was rearranging my outline a bunch of times, I did hit the 30,000. So, again, I think I told Kate last night, it's like Schrodinger's NaNoWriMo. I both have and have not won. So, we're all winners, though.
We are all
Absolutely.
winners.
That's
Absolutely.
what matters. So
For sure. I mean, Kate, watching your vlog, it sounds like you had kind of an epiphany.
Yeah. It sounds like a very productive month for you.
Yeah, so
you had a big win.
You had to go through the slog, right? You had to go through the slog to get to this place where Story Genius could inspire you, and then you go from there. So
absolutely.
I still think,
like any good protagonist, you needed the dark night of the soul.
I know.
To teach you.
My darkest night was just full of April.
Exactly.
Camp NaNoWriMo, aka the Dark Night.
Well, it sounds like other people have also done really well. It sounds like Lainey finished Nano with 20K words, even though she let the procrastinator side of her out this month. That is super great. Go you.
Yes.
Well
Killing it. It sounds like my royal life got 100,000 words in research, typing up transcripts and planning other stuff for camp. That's so many words.
That's so many words. That is like my entire draft.
Oh my goodness.
Research and planning.
That is amazing. Hey, Sarah. Good to have you. Ace says that we need to have celebratory drinks for the bonfire. That's quite true. Everybody, if you need a second to grab some celebratory drinks. And then Violet's saying the 5 p.m. rule counts on weekends. Yes.
Nah. You can definitely drink before 5 p.m. on weekends. I just prefer not to drink like afternoon wine. I don't know why. But I definitely had a beer in my hands at
We love that. We love that.
And Vanessa's suggesting that we look at the pirate drink from last night. If you missed it,
it's
Kate,
a thing now.
Yeah. She told us about this amazing pirate glossary that does, in fact, have pirate drinks. So, I mean, to the extent you need one of those in your life,
yeah, absolutely.
I think we should do it.
Absolutely.
I think we should do it. But Lainey says she's in Germany. It's 8 p.m., but she's not drinking. Got a Coca-Cola. You know what? That's still good. I got my tea. We got some tea, got some wine. We got a full spread. Coffee. We have everything. All the best drinks are represented.
There's a cocktail bar by where my parents live in San Francisco called the Cove or Pirates Cove or something. And it's like a proper speakeasy. Like you go down the stairs into this darkly lit, and it's like it's
what's it called?
It's decorated like the inside of a ship. So you feel like you're sitting in a ship, and their menu, it's all rum-based drinks and stuff, and their menu is just it's like a tiki bar, but it's themed after pirates, and the bartenders there are really, really good. So whenever I go and visit my parents, we go there.
That's amazing.
Pirate themed speakeasy in San Francisco. Check it out.
I think it's called the Cove. Oh yeah, Ace says, I love the Cove. I love the Cove too.
Ace, have you been?
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. That's fantastic. We love to see that. Hey, Yana. Good to have you here. Oh, everybody's rolling in.
Yeah, we've got a good turnout.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Got you. Lainey says that she technically didn't win either, but just put in a word count even is finished, even though it's not. Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I did that too. So I put in 30,000 words in because I wanted to get the little camp icon.
Yeah, get your sticker.
And again, I both have and have not won. So I split the difference. Like Scrivener says it's 35,000. My actual Nano input says 28. So I just put in 30 even. We're calling it. It's okay.
That works. That works.
I think that's totally fair.
Yes.
Jury rules valid.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The brand is on point. The brand is absolutely
Brigade of Friends and Pirate Drinks.
Oh my gosh. Iana says
piratey should be in our logo.
I know. The Brigade of Friends is also Brigade of Pirates.
Yeah.
The Brigade of Pirate Friends. The pirate is in parentheses.
That's practice.
Iana says there's a bar in her city that has a secret and has a door that's a mirror. It's called The Mirror. Wait, but then the mirror is not much of a secret. I guess the bar is a secret then.
I love that.
Like you walk by and you don't know it's there.
Yeah.
It's like such a thing. There's a couple places here in LA where you go through like a coat closet and then it's in like a total like small little bar dance club thing.
There's one here where you need like a password and everything, and you walk into a restaurant and you have to give the the host at the door the password, and then they'll take you in like behind the coats or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Down some stairs. And we went once and people were trying to like tailgate us through the door, like we're with them. And the hostess was like, no, you're not.
No. What's the password?
What's the password?
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Sarah is spitting wisdom out here. Friends can be pirates and pirates can be friends. That's true. That's deep.
That is deep.
It's right where it counts. And we indeed are mascots now, pirate. I love it. Okay. All right. So you have come for the NaNoWriMo reflection, for the bonding, for the wholesome vibes. I do have a series of questions that we can just hit a few of them and call it a day. But a couple of questions to ask in between are like cute little word sprints. We're going to do really low keyword sprints. So they're not going to be like super long or intimidating. You can do literally whatever you want. I will have options to like journal a prompt if you would like, but you don't have to do that. You can work on your story. You can read. You can not do anything. Whatever it is that you want to do in these sprints, totally cool with me. But just in case, people don't know what to do, since they just finished NaNoWriMo, I figured I would offer this option for you. But the first thing that I wanted to ask us that we can talk about, and then we'll go into like our first little sprint. Tell us all what you are most proud of yourself for this month. What do you think is like your biggest win of the month? Wow. Whether it's like actually winning or something else.
Well, I know I can say, Lovis just said it and you said it, that I think having my epiphany of sorts, of like really taking a step back and looking at the writing that I'm producing and realizing that that's not, I think I can do better, I can be better. And so I'm really proud of myself for coming to that conclusion, because I think it would have been easy. Not easy to write 15,000 words in a day, but it would have been easy to simply, finish Nano and move on and not think about it. But I decided to quit and take a look at myself as a writer, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's such a good win.
Yeah.
It is a good win. I'm quite proud of finishing my draft.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That's very simple for me. I think I'm also quite proud of this dictation method that I have.
You are killing the dictation.
Yes.
I love this thing. Even though I do then spend a bit of time like editing and stuff, I don't care. I just like the feeling of having multitasked. Like I get back from my walk with the dog and I've already gotten so much done, Yeah. And then you don't have to worry about it. If your words are written in the morning, then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. So something about what I did this month, even though I almost wrote 40,000 words, so it's almost comparable to like a nano month, it was so much less stressful than November was for me. So I think I'm going to adapt what I did this month to November, because November nearly killed me.
Yeah.
And this month was so so much nicer.
Yeah. I do love that about camp, that it's like more relaxed and just a little easier on yourself and your life, which is great. Yeah. I think I have kind of, I don't know. I maybe I'm gonna cheat on my own question and give kind of like two things. I think
it was fine.
Right. Okay. We're there. We've got two. So I think my writing related win. I'm really proud of myself for like having the courage to like switch stories. For a very long time, I was kind of beating myself over the head with the story that I do love and I really want to finish. But it was not working for me right then. And I think I need to learn some things before I can go back and like do it justice, like do it what it needs. But it's too big for me right now. I really think that's true. And I think switching to something that I felt really inspired for and that feels like manageable for me at where I am right now is really valuable and has been so rewarding. And I'm really glad that I was able to take a very relaxed approach to Camp Nano and like focus more on actually making this story like really thoughtfully and like from the beginning, like taking that time and not beating myself up about any of the other metrics. I think I did a good job of like managing my own expectations and like just really enjoying what I was doing. which is great. And I think I had been missing before this month. So I'm proud of myself for that. But I think the other win that I'm really proud of is I kind of, I put myself out there. I joined the Discord and I met you guys. You guys are my win. Yes. I made friends.
Didn't say that.
No, I mean, but literally it happened for me this month, right? Because like, I think it was like maybe a day or two before Nano. I was like, oh, I gotta find some writing friends. I need people. I need people to get me through this month. Yes. And I think I saw Kate's video on like Camp Nano, and I was like, I can't do this without people. I need to join. And it was such a good decision. I feel like sometimes I can be kind of an introvert and I have a harder time like jumping into spaces, but I feel like I did. And I feel like we've become good friends, and I appreciate that. And it's just so good to meet you all. So yeah. All right, chat. You guys got to tell us what your win is. What are you proudest of yourself for? We need to know.
I actually gushed about this Discord channel server to my boyfriend today. I was just like, oh, they're such nice people, and they were so supportive, and they just understand. And he was just like, you've never met these people, right? I was like, no, I've never met any of them.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, Kate has a Discord server on her channel. I don't think it is linked to the description because I was not thinking, but her channel is linked. So if you go click on her channel, go to literally any of her videos, the Discord is linked there. And obviously everybody is invited, come hang out with us. But we have just kind of been talking offline, a little bit easier than like live streams and whatnot. So if you are interested in joining and don't already know about the Discord, come be a part of the brigade of pirate friends.
The pirate is a new addition.
Yes. It grows. The joke grows. Yes. It's novels. Okay. All right. So Lainey says her biggest win is getting more than 10K words. That is a big win. That is truly a very big win.
Absolutely.
All right. Iana says her biggest win is not getting the urge to scrap your entire novel. Oh, I've been there.
Oh, so relatable.
But also, like, I feel like even if you do decide to scrap something, do not actually delete it. Like, you might want it one day. People who actually delete their novels, it scares me.
It does scare me.
You gotta archive that.
That gives me anxiety. I still have everything from my like very first attempt at writing this draft. And I just have it there. And I have gone back once or twice because I've been like, you know what? That scene that I wrote that I thought wouldn't fit, it actually fits in this new version. So I just kind of
did
it over.
Like that. When that happens, amazing.
So,
like I knew somehow I knew that
your writer brain, your wiser writer brain knew. But Yana, that is a big win. We're proud of you too. Sarah is proud that she hit 53K during the busiest month of her life. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Honestly, writing when you're busy is so hard.
Yeah.
That is such a big win. That's so many words. That is nearly a full nano. Go you.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Yes.
You're killing it. Boone says surviving this month was a win. Yes, that is 100% true. Really, if you did anything, you have done more than you would have done otherwise. And that is a win in and of itself. Ace agrees that meeting the brigade was the ultimate win. Very true.
I love you guys. Wow. My heart is so full right now.
Right. Oh my goodness. Boone agrees. Yes. What a win. Ace says finishing her zero graph was a win, but also writing with us. Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's such just some mushy, gushy love fest around here.
We are.
Thank God I have wine.
All right. Lainey is looking to join. We will see you around in the Discord.
Come, Lainey.
We are so excited. Go straight to Caitlin's channel. Subscribe while you're there. Most proud. So Vanessa's most proud that she finally wrote the chapter she's been planning out for 5 months. Ooh. And finally joining the lives and meeting the brigade. Yes, Vanessa, it's been so good to have you.
Yes, amazing.
Taking that plunge when you've been outlining and preparing and then saying, you know what, I'm going to stop prepping and like write the first scene. It's huge. It takes so much like motivation and persistence to do that because it's so much easier to just be like, I could just fiddle for a little bit longer. Well, that is
Yeah.
massive. Well done.
Yes, we are so supportive. That's the best part. It's the best part. I love this love fest. All right. Rachel's here.
Hello.
Hit
Hello.
46,000 words in the second book and edited 30 scenes of your first YA fantasy.
That is
How so cool.
productive.
That is so productive.
Again,
Congrats.
all of these people almost hitting full 50K nanos. You guys are killing it.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes. And looking to join the Discord. Yes. Yes. I'm so sorry. I didn't put it in the description. I should have.
You're fine.
Follow the link trail through Katelin. You will arrive. All roads of Katelin's videos lead to the Discord. So
They do.
So don't worry about it. You'll find it. You'll find it. Okay. All right. I think we've had a good sufficient love fest. I think we can jump into our first little warm-up sprint. Again, you can do whatever you want. You can work on some stuff, or if you want to journal for a little bit, what I was thinking of, you can just make a little free write list of the things about Camp Nano that you want to keep year round. What are the things that you liked about this month that you think would be cool to keep in maybe your schedule, in your life? Probably the Brigade of Friends is on this list.
I hope.
Probably, but you know, make a little list, you know.
Wow, this is fun, Danica.
You
I
feeling
love
good?
this.
Yeah, I'm good. Wholesome vibes only. But it's going to be kind of
like
short.
all of my live streams have been so disorganized in comparison.
No.
Oh.
Cool.
I definitely spent a hot minute on this panicking. So, you know, we're happy about that. Okay. All right. I believe, let's see. Are we seeing it?
We are seeing it.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alrighty. So get ready, set to do whatever you want for the next 10 minutes. Everybody is included. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alrighty. There we are. 10 minutes over. And we break.
You go by quickly.
I know, especially the short ones, the 10-minute ones. I feel like you just get in. So everybody, what did you guys do? Let us know what you were working on, or if anybody brainstormed anything that they want to keep about Camp Nano.
I actually did the journaling exercise.
Did you? What did you think of?
I did. Well, I mean, definitely I want to keep the Brigade of Friends for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I really want to keep the live streams because they are so much fun. I could do it for writing, just to keep my writing ticking over, because I don't want to fall into the same slump that I did between November and April. So I could do it for writing, but I think also just like last night's stream with Leah was so much fun, and I got some really good ideas from people who were contributing in the comments, and I was asking questions and people were brainstorming, and I noted some of them down and I'm going to build on them. So that was really, really helpful. And there's just so much like writing advice out there that sometimes I want to just talk it through with someone.
Yeah.
And I think doing that on a live stream would be really fun. So I might keep the live streams. I think I'll keep the dictation, although maybe not as intensively. And I don't know how well it will go for revisions, but it's super good for brainstorming. So I might keep that. And then I also did experiment with vlogs, which were very exciting and fun at the beginning. And by the end, were like quite tiring.
Yeah.
Like it's weird for me to like go into the kitchen and be like, oh, I need my phone so I can film a time lapse of me making lunch or something. Like it feels quite invasive into my life. But those videos did better than most of my other videos on my channel, which could be because it was Camp Nano tagged, or it could be because people like the vlogs. So I might adapt them to a series that I'm thinking of. But yeah, so live streams, dictation, and adapted vlogs, maybe.
That's awesome. Yeah, I also struggle with vlogs. As you can tell, my last Nano vlog is still not up. It's going to be up soon because I have some good footage to share. But yeah, I feel that. I feel that. What did you do, Kate?
I was reading. I
Love
was
it.
still trucking along in this book, and I'm reading Story Genius per your recommendation and everything, and I've been just taking a look at how to develop characters a little better. So I've been working on that a little bit.
Great. Yeah. I was kind of like getting myself organized for the next scene I think I want to write, and I did a little bit of journaling as well. I think that the things that I mainly want to keep is I really, the kind of two extra things besides, of course, the Brigade of Friends, is I was thinking, I really like that I made conscious decisions to like sort of prioritize writing and try and write every day, or like work on my story every day, even if I wasn't like writing a ton of words. I was like brainstorming, doing something, and I liked that. And I think that that's sustainable, of trying to do it, if not every day, but like every other day, just trying to make it a somewhat constant part of my life so I don't go into these lapses. I can keep the momentum of the story. Yeah, I think that was good. And then the other thing I had is in Nano, you spend so much time, I feel like, hyping up other writers. And I want to do that more year round. Do you know what I mean? Like, keeping up the supportive vibes. I feel like, you got to keep the circle going. So I think I want to spend more time, like, consciously hyping people up year round.
That's precious. Yeah.
People deserve it. People deserve it. But yeah, so it looks like a lot of people got things done. John is here. Hi, John. 306 words from the start of chapter 3. That's great. For a 10-minute sprint, that's really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
My Royal Life did great. 463 words of transcripts. Does that mean that you are dictating, or you are reading the transcripts, or you are writing the transcripts of audio? That's my question for you. Yes. Oh my gosh. People agree that the live streams are super fun, Lovis. So I think that's a very good mood for you. Keep them around. Sounds like, let's see, Iana read 2 chapters of a new book. and American Marriage. Oh, that sounds good. That's awesome. 2 chapters is pretty good. I mean, I guess it depends on exactly how long the chapters are, but I feel like reading a full chapter for me, I'm a very slow reader, is like, it's more than 10 minutes, let me tell you. Ace is also finishing the current craft book she's reading, so she's ready to start Story Genius when it arrives in the mail. We love it.
Yes.
You'll be poised to get going. Love it very much. Love it. Yes, yes. Okay, all right. So what I wanted to ask you guys, sort of the beginning of our like telling stories vibe of the bonfire. I want you guys to tell us about the funniest or most embarrassing thing that happened to you this month, sort of writing adjacent.
Oh my gosh.
I think you're going to have to go first, Danica, to give us a chance to think.
Yeah.
That's fair. Mine is fully prepped and ready. I actually think I have 2, and they are very similar in nature. My first one has to be when I was on my first live stream ever with y'all, and I was fully muted and talking for multiple minutes. And not only that, but it was the part of the live stream where we were vlogging, and so I caught on camera like us, you know, in the live, but in the bottom of the screen, you can legitimately
You're
see
just like mouthing words.
I am muted. Yes. Well, to me, I was like, wow, nobody's reacting to anything I'm saying. But that's fine. Whatever. I'm mostly just like supporting like word. Like I wasn't asking questions or anything. So it took me a very long time to catch on to the fact that I was just mouthing words. And so actually in everybody else's like vlogs, when you look at that clip, you can see me talking and nothing coming out. It's like this moment was immortalized in multiple vlogs.
Multiple vlogs. And the stream itself forever.
That's quite impressive.
I think there was a moment on the Discord too when we were on a voice chat and my internet was going legitimately insane. And instead of just like asking if people could hear me, I think I had a question. And I thought it was a good idea to just repeat the question. So I just repeated the question. What I do is I like change an audio session, like an audio setting, and then like repeat the question or whatever. And I did this multiple times. And then by the very end of it, I had this panic moment where I was like, maybe they could hear me the whole time. Saying the same thing over and over again. No. So if anyone was there, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry. You could hear me every one of the times I asked the same question. That was eventually answered, you know.
Good.
Wow, I was going to say, what was the question?
I don't remember. I wish I did. I just remember the mortification, you know? That's what sticks with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my 2 stories. I don't know if that inspires either.
It inspired me. I'm thinking of the first time that I tried dictation because Lovis was raving about it on her channel. And I was like, I gotta try this. Like, I need to get out more. I need to like go on walks more. I need to be more active. So I was like, this is perfect. I'll make progress for Nano. And I get to go on a walk. And so I was out on a walk through like my very residential, family-oriented neighborhood. And I've talked about this before. And I was like dictating a scene where my main character, who is a trained assassin, was like throwing knives into people's throats and like threatening world leaders like by gunpoint. And I'm just like yelling because I have headphones in. So I'm yelling as I'm speaking. And I just walking through my neighborhood talking about killing world leaders and such. And I'm like, this is not great. I need to reevaluate. So that's mine.
You need to use the earphones you're using now because they have a mic right next to your mouth.
Yeah. I know. I could like whisper and not
that's what I do. I walk around like, and then I try and make it look like I'm having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, like you're on the phone, but it's a little hard when you're holding your phone and then you're like, and then she took the knife and pressed it to his jugular, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
But you don't have to hold your phone. Why do you have to hold your phone?
I guess I don't have to. Well, to make it sound like I'm on a phone call, to make it look like I'm talking.
You hold your phone when you're on a phone call when you have earphones in?
Oh my God, I did that all throughout college. So that way people know I'm not talking to myself. Like it's clear that I'm
I think people know now. I think it's a norm now.
You're right. You're right.
If I see someone like that looks like they're talking to themselves, I'm like, earphones? Are there earphones? Okay, they're earphones. They're fine.
I say I'm the opposite. I legitimately do talk to myself and just have earphones in, and I'm not dictating.
Great.
I will legit, I will walk down the street and be having a very animated conversation legitimately with myself, but with earphones in, and I always feel fine because I'm like, nobody would know that I'm not on the phone right now. And sometimes if people are around, I'll be like, yeah, right, yeah, of course. Oh, I know what you mean.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's
okay.
That's my
I'll
vibe.
be less self-conscious moving forward. I'll just full send.
I think you're fine.
Well, both of you have inspired me now. I think my first one was on Katelin's for the first live stream I did with Katelin, and I had mistimed my dinner, as I have done for almost every single live stream since, including today's. I don't know what it is, but I'm incapable of eating before 7 p.m. apparently. So the first one I had, it was like the least ladylike meal I could have had. I had spaghetti with meatballs, and I kept like ducking down to try and eat it, but it was so good because when we went into sprints, Katelin hadn't quite figured out the banners, and the banner just went across, and it just completely blocked out my face when the timer was up.
You got to eat in peace.
This is perfect. This is perfect. I can just hork down my food and no one even knows.
Yeah.
But the first time I was like, sorry guys. I was so hungry that I couldn't wait. And then I also have a dictation story where I was walking through one of the parks near me that is like next to some apartment blocks. And I was dictating, and I was talking about my magic system, and I was like, yeah, and it's seen as kind of like an infection or an affliction, and people are really scared of it. And I just kept talking, and then I look up, and there are two people like sitting on their balcony with their morning cups of coffee, and they're like, is she okay? Absolutely not. So I was just like,
they're just trying to have a nice morning together, and you're like, the infectious disease.
They're like too close to home.
Yeah, during the friggin' pandemic, I'm talking about infections.
Oh gosh.
So they gave me some looks, and I was like, come on, Max, we're gonna go to my dog. I was like, we're gonna leave this park right now.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Well, anybody else, if you also have funny or embarrassing stories to share with us, do let us know for sure. I think My Royal Life responded to my question earlier. She's typing up the games transcript to study character voices and all the little details. That's so cool. And writing a fan fiction, so he wants to know all the canon details. That's awesome. I love that idea to like transcribe stuff. That is cool. Yeah. And I think Time and Chance asked if I write allegory. I don't think that anything I have written could really be considered an allegory, but maybe one day. Sounds like fun.
Never say never.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it looks like other people do the same thing.
Tiana
says.
It's like self-conscious. Like you just have to like,
Just want to clarify. I am on the phone. But here's the thing. I could do that too when I am, again, not talking to anybody. Which it sounds like Vanessa does the same thing as me, I think. Not recording anything but talking to yourself, especially when I'm brainstorming a story. And I probably should just be dictating it, frankly, like to capture it all down.
This is it. Sometimes you just have to say things out loud.
Yeah. I will legitimately act out the scene where like I have both characters and I got the dialogue going, you know, I got the facial expressions. I'm like,
and you're not reading this?
I know, right?
Right. Well, here's what happened. I will basically say the same set of sentences multiple times in like slightly different ways so that I ever like try out the different wording or whatever. And then I'll type it down oftentimes, which I should just be dictating it.
Yes.
This is silly.
Because then you get home and it's done. It's written.
Yeah. And then it's there. And then I don't need to like
there.
stop
And you can
like,
delete
swim.
the ones that you don't want. But if it's the same sentence, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's totally fair. It's a good point. All right.
If
Wow.
you're walking around with earphones and everything anyway,
I'm doing
have
everything.
no idea why you're not dictating.
Call me out. That's true. You know what? Next time I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, Lovis. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Okay. So the thing that I wanted to talk about for this fall section, what is the number one thing that you learned about yourself or writing from this month? Like, what is your number one takeaway kind of thing? I think Kate might have kind of alluded to this already, but Lovis and I don't know if we have like entirely given our full 2 cents. But Kate, do you want to let us know what your takeaway is?
Yeah, sure. My biggest takeaway is that I really need to catch myself when I find that I'm writing simply to put words on the page, or I'm writing to reach a quota. Because it's so, I find, you know, some people I think can do that and they can reach their quota and it's great, or it's not great and they are good with that. But for myself, I found that it takes the fun and the enjoyment out of writing. And I think that's what makes such good writing, you know, when you're in the moment and you're having so much fun and you read back what you wrote and you can feel how much fun you are having, you know. Or you were writing a sad scene and you can feel the sadness, or, you know, that. And I found that, you know, sometimes the cut and dry trying to hit a word count, it really inhibits that for me. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway, is to make sure that I'm always, you know, enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go right ahead.
You're like, I'll be there. I'll be with you in a moment.
You had time to prep these questions.
I did. I know. I'm springing them on you. I mean, I think my biggest takeaway is probably like sort of adjacent to yours, Katelin. I think I did a much better job this month of sort of chasing my creativity, in the sense that I didn't force myself in certain aspects. And for me, it wasn't word count. I don't think I ever really forced myself to like write. Like I wrote when I wanted to. That's why I like narrowly missed my word count. I clearly was not concerned. But I find that in making decisions about my story, like when I'm outlining and brainstorming, sometimes I get to this like panic state where I'm like, I need to know what happened. I need to know what the event was that like made this thing go down. And I'm like, here are the only things I've brainstormed. I don't really love any of them, but I'm just going to like pick one and like force it in there and then like kind of make everything else fit. And every time I do that, I feel like my story gets worse. And then I start to feel worse about my story. And it's this negative cycle that like kind of kills it, which I think was part of what happened to my last book. There were a couple ideas that I just wasn't in love with, but were the only things I could think of that would fit. And so I shoehorned them in, and that wasn't cute. So what I tried to do for this month was, whenever I have gaps, is just let them be, let them breathe, and move on to something else, and not force myself to do a process in order and like can't go to the next step if you don't have this figured out, and let the story breathe more. And I found that when I did that, I was better able to come up with those ideas when I wasn't even trying to, you know, like they came to me more naturally. And what I came up with, I do think is a lot better. So trying to have more of the like plot gardening approach, I think, where you just kind of let little seeds grow as opposed to like forcing them to be fully formed.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah. Wow. Teacher Danica at it again.
I know. Absorb the wisdom whenever Danica is talking.
Yeah. Wow, so true.
I think I keep coming back to dictation, but I think my takeaway was that this idea that I couldn't fit in daily writing into my schedule without stressing myself out is completely false. Because there are things that I do during the day that I could easily multitask. And dictation is just the way that I found that makes that easiest. But I think obviously there are other ways to find time in your day. But, you know, I take the dog for a walk at least, you know, he goes out 3 times a day, and I'm part of, you know, however many of those. So, and if I sit on the bike, I can do something there, or you're in the bathtub, you can do something there. You're cooking dinner, you can do something there. And so this kind of, it's like I freed up a whole new portion of my day that I can use to write or to brainstorm or to even just think about my story. My story developed so much this month just because I was just allowing myself to, use my time a little differently. And like I said, this month was so much less stressful than November Nano. And I think multitasking is going to be the way that I manage to make time for writing in my day. It doesn't have to be every day, but every week, kind of a few days, maybe I just take out the dictation app and just let the thoughts flow a little bit. And it just kind of took away that excuse of like, I don't have time. I do have time.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. So anyone else, what did you guys have? What was your takeaway from them? What did you learn from Camp Nano that you maybe was a realization for you, something that can be helpful kind of in the future? Sounds like Iana agrees with Kate and I. Yep. I think it's like super real. And this is something I've really struggled with, I think, in so many different areas. I just had this idea for so long that like writing needs to happen in a certain order. And so because of that, I often like really force certain steps. And trying to get comfortable with like just the uncertainty, kind of the chaos of writing is a challenge for me, a very ordered person. So,
But this is interesting because you said this is the gardening approach, and usually it's, gardeners versus architects, pantsers versus plotters. But I find that because I have an outline, I'm fine jumping around because I know where I'm going. So if I don't want to write the next scene, I can jump to the next scene that I've outlined. I know where my story is going. So that is zero stress for me. Whereas if I was pantsing, I'd be like, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah. That's the struggle, isn't it?
Well, I think for me, it's kind of, I guess pantsing is maybe more analogous to outlining because what I'm doing technically is outlining. Like I'm coming up with my story. I'm not writing or anything. But what I mean more is just like jumping around and like being okay with outlining and brainstorming different sections, not necessarily the story in order or anything. Maybe it's more of like a sequential thing that I'm trying to get at. But yeah, no, I totally get that. And I think it'll be interesting when I actually do like finish my outline. Like, am I going to be cool with just like writing different scenes out of order? Am I still going to feel like I need to do it in order? We don't know.
We're going to find out.
We are going to find out. Sounds like Patty is joining us. Hi, Patty.
Hi.
Good to have you here.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, it sounds like Lainey is having some trouble with the Discord server. Maybe my link isn't good, but I think that if you go, have you tried going to one of Kate's actual videos? That might work better for you.
It's like my recent video that I posted. It'll have a link like first thing. And you can go in there. I saw that. Who made it? Someone made it in.
You might have to already have a Discord account. That's possible. So also maybe if you don't have one, maybe create one first.
Rachel made it in. Violet made it in.
Awesome.
Wendy Alice made it in.
Phenomenal. We love it.
We do love it.
So many new folks. Alrighty. Okay, cool. Yeah, let us keep us posted, Lane. Let's see if we can troubleshoot for you. But okay, awesome. Well, I think that those are great takeaways. I think we can go into another sprint if we want. Do we want to do ones like a little bit longer, like a little 15-minute guy? Or
sounds good to me.
Well, that's not the right one. Those are the seconds. Okay, love it. Alrighty. So yeah, if you want, you can feel free to take a little time to journal on kind of what we were just talking about, your biggest takeaway for the month, what you think is like the most important lesson that you learned for yourself moving forward. Maybe elaborate on it a little bit, or do anything else. Totally up to you. But alrighty, we can go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. How did that go? What did everyone do?
I did some brainstorming for my revisions. Earlier well, on the Discord, I said that I read like the first 10 pages of Story Genius and already had a new idea.
Yeah.
I was kind of brainstorming that idea and trying to see all the many ways it would change things in my story and whether it's worth it.
So this is a new idea for the story you just finished.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of along the lines of that every character needs to have like a want or a need. And when the story starts, because I have 2 point of view characters, and when the story starts, one of them doesn't really have like an ambition. Life is just kind of happening to her. And then the other character like kicks off the inciting incident, and then, world comes crashing down, etc. But it's all kind of happening to the other main character. And so I kind of thought, could I just give her some kind of goal in her life? Like, is she not, I'm playing on the fact that she finds this little nowhere town that she lives in to be very boring and she wants adventure. So wouldn't it make sense that she would have like an idea of what that looks like or something? So I'm just playing with giving her like a little bit more ambition so that it, completely changes the direction of her life. But it messes with some of the things that I don't want to mess with.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that if you're gonna read this book, it's hard to do it with like a fully completed draft, because you're just like you come up with all these ideas that are so
I must start over.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is already like my 4th first draft or something, because I've changed the story so often.
So much, yeah.
I am no stranger to rewrites.
Yeah, I continued to read. It feels so funny because, progress when you're reading a craft book always goes so slow, because you're like stopping to think about your own story and brainstorm, and there's like many activities in this book. So you stop to like do an activity and you've made like 3 pages of progress.
Yeah.
So still reading, it's slow going, but we're doing it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What did I do? I spent a lot of time just doing a little more admin work, and then in the spirit of my takeaway, trying to follow my creative muse a little bit more, I just like took a moment and was like, what scene would I want to write? Regardless of if I think this is an important scene, a scene I actually should write, like no one cares. What do I want to write? And I had this other idea of, I'm basically writing around the origin scene that they talk about in Story Genius. So I'm writing around the big, important, bad thing that happens to my main character before the novel starts, that kind of sets her up for everything that happens later. So I've already written the scene that happens right afterwards, and I'm currently writing the scene that happens right before it. And I realized I should really write the scene itself, but we're getting there. But it's exciting, and I feel like it actually is going to end up being a lot more important than I had originally thought. I think it's going to set up that like actual big scene better. And I'm just really enjoying writing my MC as a child. I don't know. She was so cute. And then she wasn't, like
what happened?
A lot happens to this girl, but she goes from really, really cute and innocent to much less so. So
wow.
But we have the trajectory. It's the full arc, right?
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's what I did.
That.
What did everybody else do? It sounds like people got some really good words. And my real life got 500 plus words. That's amazing. Ace, absolutely correct. That is a wow. Ace says that she's drawing a pirate ship. Ace,
I want it in the Discord.
You need a picture of this in the Discord. Pixar, it didn't happen. That's what I have to say. We need to see. Oh my goodness. Wait, are you going to put pirate ships in your book now too? That's what I want to know. I want to see your urban fantasy set in San Francisco that has a pirate ship in it.
I mean, if you're going to have a pirate ship in an urban fantasy, San Francisco
It should be in San Francisco.
It works.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Bay City. To Bay City.
Alcatraz.
So many vibes. What if the pirates invade San Francisco? Look, we've got lots of ideas for you. We've taken this idea for a ride. So hit us up.
You must write it.
Exactly. Yes. Boom. 100% seconded. We need to see this. We need to see it. Okay. It sounds like yeah. With all the revisions and drafts. You know, honestly, I have not really gotten through a lot of revisions or drafts, so it's mostly Lovis.
We got to Lovis.
Katelin.
Oh, that's classic.
They are truly killing it. Let's see.
I just wanted to point out, Katelin, it sounds like the link that you posted to your most recent video was one that expires. Maybe you didn't toggle the thing that says never expire because
I think it's the same link.
but Lainey said she went to an old video and that one worked and the most recent one didn't. So just it's something to check.
Yeah. I will.
Which video, Lainey, did you get your good one from? Let us know.
Ooh, fantastic.
The one that did work.
Fantastic.
Asking the hard-hitting questions.
You are.
And I said this sounds like lots of fun. That's all I have to say. That's it. That's my comment on this.
Scene. I want to read this book.
Yes. All right, Ace is going to share. She's going to share on the Discord, but when it's closer. That's reasonable.
That is.
I want to see the fully formed.
My phone. I was like, is it there?
Not yet. Yes, we are all patiently awaiting. That is very true. Ace says, both my urban fantasy and my treasure hunting book need pirate ships. Yes. Is that why you're drawing it? That's what I want to know. Like, is this like an artistic rendering of a pirate ship, or is it like a schematic drawing so that like you know where your characters are?
Or is it a doodle because we've been talking about pirate ships?
Yes,
that's the third, maybe quite likely option. You gotta let us know, Ace. You have got to let us know. Yes, we're all very, very excited to see this pirate ship.
We are.
We're so hyped. The Brigade of Friends is so good at hyping each other up about anything that we're doing, you know?
It's the little things in life, you know, we're easily entertained.
Truly. Again, this is one of the things I want to keep from Camp Nano. You know, you got to keep up the hype. There's always something to be hype about.
Always.
Violet says sometimes copy-paste links get messed up. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
When I click on the link as an incognito window, it works. So yes, I think sometimes just copying and pasting things just get weird and finicky. But I'm glad you made it, Lainey.
Yeah, we made it. Mystery is not solved, but you know, that's the price of this world.
Sometimes you'll just never find out.
A thriller romance. I don't think I've ever seen a thriller romance book, but that sounds phenomenal.
I'm here for it, for sure.
Did anybody point me to a good thriller romance? Please. Looking for recommendations. Ace has clarified. She says she's drawing a doodle of a nano badge, but it's a pirate ship. Okay.
Great. I was waiting for a full-length, like, schematic drawing of a pirate ship.
Yes. Okay, I feel like you're going to need one of those for your pirate book.
I am embarrassed to show you guys my Pinterest because it is all pirate core. It is like completely, but then all of a sudden, anatomy of a 16th century, not 16th century, I don't know what century, 1600s pirate ship and like all this stuff. It's bad in a good way, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, Ace mentioned watching Pirates D&D. Kate, that sounds like research for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should. You guys, I could not be more thrilled to do research. Truly. I've never been more excited.
You just watch Pirates of the Caribbean and D&D.
Like, oh darn, I have to watch my favorite movies again. Oh no.
Shucks.
Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely. We need a Pinterest tour. 100%, please. Okay, so Lainey has clarified it worked when she clicked through the Camp Nano Monday Marathon.
So
Or the
weird. Yeah.
stream.
Sometimes links are finicky.
Weird times.
Yep.
Weird times. Not that talented. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Yes. Any recommendations?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't read that many romances, and I'm down. I feel like I would like to read more. I recently read Beach Read, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So good. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
So good.
It was so good. It was so good. I need more of that in my life. Okay. All right. So here's my question. Now that you've brought up Pinterest, I think that this is so fun. I'm very interested. I want to hear everybody's answers to this in the chat as well. Okay. So what I'm going to explain this. I'll read the question and I'll explain kind of exactly what I mean. What aesthetic most encompasses your like current work in progress? And what I mean by this is not just like dark academia or whatever. I mean, like, give us some images, right? Like if like a verbal Pinterest board didn't have to make sense, but just like the things that give the vibe. If you want, I'll start off by giving you the vibe of my work in progress. So I feel like you have to think like really big, like stone buildings, very like intricate, you know, right? Like temples and like castles that like are mixed between castle and palace, like not like just big blocks, you know, they're like artistic, lots of arches, you know, it's dark, lots of like night scenes, you know, lots of deep reds, you know, deep like maroons and like navies and blacks, you know, with like gold embroidery.
Is that your project called Project Red?
It is called Project Red, but like a blood red, like a deep dark red kind of vibe. Lots of people on horses, you know, that kind of daggers, weapon of choice, poisons, that kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Very gorgeous dresses, ball gowns, and ballrooms, you know, ornate, but dimly lit, you know.
Dimly like a spoken word piece. The edge of my seat.
I know, like, tell me more.
You know, people in carriages at night. Clarify, it's never day in this world. 100% night. That could be a world. 100% there is day. But yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. So that's what I mean. You know, just like, what are some images, maybe some like locations or settings that you really like? What's the vibe of your works in progress? Let us know, everybody.
Which one to choose? I think Lovis should go because you have like a current project that you are working on.
I do. Well, my Pinterest is full. Okay, so if I were to describe my setting, so my Pinterest is full of pictures of real landscapes. If Scotland and Norway had a baby, that would be my world. So the Scottish lochs, but on the scale of a Norwegian fjord. Oh, that is what my world looks like.
That sounds gorgeous.
And so there's huge, like steep mountainsides, but people have like managed to terrace or to build into the water, so they've reclaimed some of the land, and a lot happens on stilts, like the houses are on stilts, and at a wider part of the river, that's where like all the commerce happens, and you like go from island to island in this water thing. And Scotland mixed with Norway is kind of the imagery. I think I'll leave it there.
Good.
Oh, pretty.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with my book All That's Forgotten, because it's like the one that I fleshed out, you know what I mean? Like it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, the vibes. Big open fields with tall grasses. The colors in this world, it's like a different realm. It's not like our world that we live in. So everything is very bright and like vibrant and very pigmented. And so the grass is like greener than anything you've ever seen, and like, you know, kind of like that kind of a vibe. Yeah. The ocean is super blue. the houses are all Victorian or like, Victorian pretty much, or if not Victorian, Victorian adjacent, you know, and grand. And the outfits are all very like, for women, the very corseted, tight, constricting sort of a thing. And everyone is very smart and educated, so very much library vibes, academia. I know you said not to say dark academia.
You can. I just meant like you don't need to have like a name for your aesthetic.
Yeah, very academia vibes. And everyone walks everywhere, so very active, you know?
Oh, I love that detail.
Yeah. I mean, the world isn't that big, so there's really no need for other modes of transportation. But
yes.
But also somehow misty, and like, because it's like bright and sunny, but it's also sometimes misty.
Got some fog in there.
Yeah, everyone is like, what the hell did she just say? Like, does any of that make sense?
No, I love it. I feel like I can see the painting in my mind with both of yours. That's what I love about this. You don't actually know anything about the story, but I feel like you can kind of just feel the mood just from the images that people pick out about their stories.
Energy.
Yeah. Can we take a minute to look at what my royal life put in the comments?
What did my royal life say? Okay, oh my gosh. Imagine Danica with her curly hair and more red, a fun color, carrying a metal fan for self-defense. Oh, I love this. In a courtroom in Ace Attorney. This page of
California's legal system
is crazy.
Wow. Talk about painting a picture.
Wait, that's amazing. Wait, so am I an attorney with a fan for self-defense?
Maybe Ace is your attorney. She is studying.
Ace is my attorney. Okay, so maybe I've committed a crime with my metal fan in self-defense. Ace is defending me.
What did you do then?
Is writing itself.
Did you kill a man with your metal fan? I want to know.
Yeah, that's what I need to know, definitely.
Or, did you manage to sneak the fan into the courtroom saying it was just a fan, but actually it's like a secret weapon that you can use? You're trained in fan combat.
Yes. I have to imagine I am highly trained in fan combat in this particular story. Yes.
I'm loving this.
Thank you, Ace. Ace has agreed to be my attorney. I think we're all settled here. My case is
now you just need to train with a fan.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then I need to commit the crime.
That's step one. But you're trying to jump ahead.
Yes.
Maybe you were framed for the crime.
Ooh, juicy.
I love it. I love that, my royal life. That was a true picture. Lainey says that it's a Harry Potter fanfic that she's writing. So like Hogwarts magic and stuff. And she has a board for it soon. That's awesome. I love Hogwarts vibes. Oh, yes. A castle and some books and like people in robes. Yeah. Oh, I'm here for it.
I've always wanted to be my favorite place is just the Great Hall where food just all the food and you can just stuff your face
and they just appear. Yes. Oh, I love it. Yes. I love that you clarify. Everyone clarifies things are like dark and stormy, which is also what I did. I appreciate that very much. A very storming, lightning Hogwarts vibe. That is excellent. It sounds very angsty, which is very important.
We love.
Yes. Rose is a defense attorney, but her best friend whips everyone as the fan.
Your version is good.
And likely.
I love it. I like that we're grading the likelihood of this too. That is absolutely phenomenal. Alrighty. Well, that was hilarious. Do we want to
to look at my Pinterest, see if I missed anything?
I was going to say.
I feel like we need to share Pinterests now.
Can we all make
do I have anything? I don't know.
Let's all make mood boards and share them in the Discord.
We should. Here's the thing. I don't think I've actually started a mood board for this project. I think I had one for the other one for Project Order, but I don't think I actually have one yet for Project Red. I got to make that.
Yeah.
Got to get on that.
Get on it.
Especially because the aesthetic is so
so specific.
specific.
Yeah.
It's like so clear in my mind. It's like the mood board is already there, you know.
I just like how you went, people ride horses.
Yes. Well, okay.
Somehow that completed the aesthetic. It's like,
did.
yeah.
Horses.
It did. Well, okay. The horses thing is kind of important because my main character is actually terrified of horses, and it's a whole thing.
Oh,
In a
I'm
world
terrified
where
of
that's
horses.
your main mode of transportation. Really?
Yeah.
They can be big and scary.
They're so smart. That's like they're so smart that they know, like if they wanted to kill you, they could, but they choose not to, you know?
Yeah,
and that freaks me out.
power. That power imbalance is
Yeah.
just a lot. I get that. Yes, I totally get that. Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's agreeing that Pinterest feed is all over the place. So is mine.
Yeah.
100%.
Once you start
Like, I
using
like
your
this. I like
Pinterest
this.
as like a writing tool, then any personal pins that you want get like left in the wayside.
Absolutely lost. Yeah, I think that might be what happens on our next writing sprint. Not gonna lie to you.
What did everyone do? Well, I created a mood board for my work in progress.
Yes.
Speaking of, do we want to do like probably this might be, do we want to do like one last sprint and then we can do our fun wrap up activity?
Yes.
Guys, you gotta stick around. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cute. Okay, how long do we want to go for this one? What are you feeling?
Do you have to go at 9? Are you cutting it at 9, or is this an open-ended?
This is an open-ended. I don't have a hard thing. We don't have to, I don't want to drag people on for too long.
Well, no, I just thought if you had to stop at 9, then we shouldn't do like another 20 minutes or something.
Yes, no, that's fair. Would you guys want something longer or back to a 15? How are you feeling? Let us know.
I'm good with a 15 if everyone else is good with a 15.
I'm good with a 15.
I'm good with a 15 as well. Hearing no objections. Wow, my hair is crazy. We're doing a lot today. Alrighty. Let me get this guy pulled up.
This has been the best end of camp bonfire ever.
Oh, good.
Thoroughly enjoying it.
Of all the end of camp bonfires that you have been to,
this is by far taking the cake.
By far the best. Almost screen shared the wrong thing. Glad we didn't do that. You know, we are celebrating small. Look, Vanessa agrees. All right, cool. We've all agreed.
Voting is now closed.
Voting is now closed. Yes. All right. If you are journaling, the prompt that I have for you is to, in Story Genius, they have this concept of characters having like a misbelief, which is like something that, like maybe a lesson that you learned when you were younger, or just at any point in your life that like maybe isn't totally true. And if you follow it, like it might lead you down some bad paths. And the idea is like in a book, your characters are following a misbelief, and sort of at the dark night of the soul, they figure out the truth and like theoretically go a better path in their lives. So my question to you is to journal a little bit about what you think like your biggest writing misbelief is. What is like kind of the thing about writing that you tell yourself a lot that's maybe not helpful, it's like not serving you anymore, that you think would be good if you just like let it go and maybe picked something that's like healthier or more productive or better? What's the misbelief you have about writing that you think you should toss to the winds?
I like that.
I love it too.
Reflection.
Awesome.
All righty. Okay. And with that, we will get going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alrighty. How is that for everybody? What y'all work on?
So good.
Yeah, how's it going in the book, Katelin?
I didn't read the book. I did your journal prompt.
Oh my goodness. Here I am thinking I can predict. I'm off. What did you do? What did you write?
I wrote about how my biggest writing misbelief is that your story has to fit within one of the many plot structures that exist out in the world. And I just reflected on how, you know, you're taught in school, or at least I was taught in school, when you're trying to understand literature that already exists and you're maybe doing writing yourself, you know, you've got like the hero's journey and all of that, and how your story, you know, should fit within some kind of a mold like that. And I think as a true pantser, I feel like, you know, I'm constantly battling these models, you know, and they feel really constricting. And so I think I'm trying to unlearn the fact that I can write a good story that doesn't follow one of these standard plot structures. I don't know how many of you were like following me during Nano in November, but I use the 3-block, 9-act, 27-chapter method of planning out and outlining my full story in October before November started. And I made it one day in before I was like, I hate this. My story is done. Like, everything is here in front of me. Like, what am I going to discover as I write, you know? So that was the misbelief that I still to this day am trying to kind of, you know, work through.
Yeah. What'd you do, Lovis?
I started with a bit of journaling and then I went back to my brainstorming. So I think my biggest writing misbelief is this idea that this pressure of, if you don't write every day, you're not a writer. I hate that. I hate it so much. Writing is hard enough without adding that kind of pressure. And it's just this idea, like, so many people, like, I've heard people on the masterclass platform, authors on there, talk about this, that, you know, people come up to them and they're like, oh, I would love to write a book if I could just find the time. And their reaction is like, if you want to be a writer, you will find the time. And I'm like, but, you know, what if I don't? What if I don't find the time? Like, I didn't write very much between November and April, but I'm still a writer. Like, even if in my life I prioritize other things and I dabble in writing every now and then, does that make me less of a writer? And I don't think so. I think I am, like, even though this month I discovered a way of fitting writing into my daily routine that doesn't take any extra time out of it, so it might make it easier for me to incorporate it. I don't think I'm more of a writer now than I was before Camp Nano, kind of a thing. So I think putting that pressure on yourself is actually counterproductive for me.
No, that's awesome. So I was mostly working on this scene that I'm writing that's going pretty well, but I'll share, I think my biggest misbelief is like believing that there's a right way for me to write a book. And that I should like make these plans and follow them. And I get really like frustrated with myself and I feel like it's not working, or I feel like I need to change or pivot. I have a harder time like being flexible with myself. So just letting go of this idea. And I think I've done a good job working on it this month, but it's still not totally gone, of like letting things change and be different than I expected, and not holding myself to some imaginary idea of some order, some set of steps, or some set of whatever to write a book. And that's like the only way to do it.
Wow. Same. Ditto.
We have such good thoughts.
Yeah.
I love it.
We do have good thoughts.
What did everybody else do? Did you journal at all, or do you have thoughts on your own misbelief? Or what did you get done? It sounds like My Royal Life is just absolutely killing it. With
Absolutely
these 500 words. Like
this whole stream.
Jeez, so impressed with you. But My mind's dwelling on the interpretation you created, so I might have to create that and post it in the Discord later. Yes,
do it.
please do. We want to see. We need to see this come to life.
Yes.
But yeah. So before the stream, I had asked you guys if you had a like favorite writing quote or like piece of writing inspiration. So I was thinking we could like share our quotes, and then also if anybody else, do you have like a favorite quote or like a favorite phrase, maybe something you have written somewhere, just something that you really like? Let us know your favorite quotes because I love them very, very much. So what do you guys have? What's your favorite like writing inspiration phrase, quote?
Mine comes from Patrick Rothfuss, who's one of my favorite fantasy authors, and I love watching him at like conferences and panels and conventions. He's just so fun to listen to. And what he says is write what you geek out about.
Oh,
which is
that's good.
Write what you are passionate about. Write what interests you, what like piques your curiosity. What is it that you are passionate about, and put that in your writing, because no matter what you're writing, if you infuse it with what you are passionate about, then that makes your story original. People have so much, like, and me included, like I am always battling this idea like, oh, this aspect of my book is very similar to this other book that's been published. It's not original. Is it going to be good enough? Are people going to even want to read it? And it's just such a negative spiral. And this idea of how do I make my writing or my world, fantasy in particular, how do I make it original, is you infuse it with what you geek out about. So Patrick Rothfuss says that he geeks out about like finance and economy. And so he created like a money system and currency, and he just put loads of effort in there, and you can see that in the world that he builds. And if you give the same premise to 5 different people and they all inject it with what they're passionate about, you're going to get 5 wildly different stories, even though the premise is the same. So your story can be original even if the premise is not, if you put whatever you're passionate about in there. So always keeping that in my mind. What am I passionate about? What do I want to say? And what just is fun for me? And then that makes writing and research and world building so much easier.
And more fun. And more exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. Wow, that is food for thought.
Yeah, big time.
That is a great idea. I'm going to like sit and think on that and maybe like see what I can do to my current work in progress along those lines.
Yeah.
What do you geek out about, Danica?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually have thought about like creating like a monetary system. I've had ideas for like an interesting like economy based like fantasy world. I have this idea that I've had for a long time of writing this book that's like loosely based on I don't know if you guys know what forensic accounting is. It's basically like following the money trail to figure out crimes, because in nearly every crime there is a monetary trail that can help improving the crime itself. So I have had this idea of this like character who's like sort of like a fantasy world equivalent of a forensic accountant who's like solving this crime, but it's like through like the monetary system sort of, and like the trading and the backdoor deals, and like, you know, a lot of like finding written documents and stealing people's ledgers and like that sort of thing, which I think would be hilarious. I just think it'd be so funny to write a book on.
This is what you were in court for. You were
money laundering.
The interpretation. You were
my gosh.
There as an expert witness. You were a forensic accountant.
Ace knows. Ace has got me. So this is actually I used to do forensic accounting. What I'm doing right now is not really forensic accounting, but a past internship was in forensic accounting. So I just didn't think it was so funny. But yeah, I think that falls into those lines.
Wow.
See? And I haven't read a book like that.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll be unique. That's
It
for
would be
sure.
unique.
Very unique.
Also, this idea is like a very deeply angsty love story. So much angst.
We love it.
So much angst. So much
I'm
angst.
here for this.
For this forensic accountant.
Exactly. Well, but see, yeah, so the forensic accountant's like, following this mystery, but she like meets this guy. It's like sort of like a summer thing. It's interesting. And he's like either insane or a genius. It's kind of hard to tell. And like maybe into some shady stuff, maybe not. Is he involved in this crime? Is he not?
Wow.
I like it. I want to read it immediately.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Wait, but what about
Please
you?
create this money system, and then you can like do a whole series on your channel about finance and economy in fantasy, and just people would binge it.
That would be cool.
Nobody knows how to do that. Like I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, they have to like pay for stuff. What's my currency? I have no idea.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Wild.
Not to distract you from your current work in progress or anything.
Oh my goodness. I know, right? That's just something that's literally been pinging around in my head for a long time that like maybe will actually come to fruition one day. We don't know.
I love that.
Love it.
What's your favorite quote?
That's what we were talking about.
Right, my quote.
And or what you're geeky about.
Well, geez, geeky about pirates and pirate book coming soon.
You're really taking that to heart.
Yeah, I am. My quote is from my gal Toni Morrison, who I love so deeply. And this is like one of her most like basic famous quotes, but it's if there's ever a book that you want to read and it doesn't exist, then you should be the one to write it. Yeah. And I love that. I feel like that is what unknowingly pushed me to write my first novel that I finished. It was just this idea that, this would be such a cool story. I'd love to read this story. And then I was like, well, I should just go for it then, and that's kind of like the push that I needed when you conceptualize it like that, to go forward with writing. And sometimes that's what you need to like take a plunge, you need like that little push. So the thought of reading my completed book was what pushed me to start it and write it in the first place.
I love that.
Yeah. We love Toni Morrison. We stand.
We do love Toni Morrison.
Oh my goodness. That's so good. And that is such a great quote. So my quote, I have to, because I can't follow my own rules. But they have the same sentiment, but said slightly different ways. So that's my cop out. They're also, these quotes I realize they're not technically about writing, but they have been immensely helpful to me in my writing. And were kind of my mantra, especially like in real nano world, like when I was really first starting writing and like hadn't written in 6 years and was like trying to get okay with like the vulnerability of like starting something that you really want to do, but like don't know how to do anymore. So my first quote is from Pema Chandron. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name 100%, but she's fantastic. And it's literally just start where you are, which I find so powerful. And I found so powerful, like when I was starting writing, because I always just felt like, I feel like I need to be better at this first. Or I need to know this like detail first. I need to have this outline part finished first, or this idea or whatever. This character needs to be more fleshed out or whatever. And just, it paralyzed me from doing anything. And just trying to remember and repeat to myself that all I need to do is start. And I don't have to be any better than I am right now in order to start. I don't have to be a better writer. I don't have to know more about my story. I don't have to know any of these things to begin working on my story. I don't need like permission,
Yeah.
And the second quote that goes along the very same lines is, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Oh, I love that.
Love.
By Zig Ziglar, a person I did not know existed. It was mainly a thing I saw on Pinterest.
Pinterest is great for motivational quotes.
Yeah.
Right?
But since we're allowed two, I actually have a backup.
Go for it.
One that's just kind of like, I think I might have posted this in the Discord. I can't remember. It's a meme that pops up on my Instagram every now and then. And it says, looking at a first draft, and thinking it's bad is like looking at a bag of flour and some eggs and saying this cake tastes like crap.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I don't know why, but this just clicked for me because I was like, that's exactly what it's like. I would never look at the ingredients of a cake and say, this cake tastes like crap.
Yeah.
But I do it to my draft
Yeah.
before I've, baked it properly.
Did all the actual making of the cake. Yeah.
And so that kind of did it flipped a switch for accepting that my first draft is allowed to be crap.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we love that. It looks like Lainey has something along the same lines. Hers is the purpose of the first draft is not to get it right, but to get it written.
Yes.
100%. 100%. So
it should just exist.
Yes. Vanessa says her quote's by Walt Disney. You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make dream a reality.
I love that quote.
That's so good.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like that's a metaphor for the Brigade of Friends.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tori says, hi, Tori. Good to have you here. Tori says, I geek out about redemption stories. I don't care how many times it's been done. So happy. Yes, I love a redemption arc. Yeah. Zuko?
I knew. I was like, which one of you is going to bring up Zuko? I knew it.
Avatar The Last Airbender, Zuko, maybe my favorite thing ever. I'm also trying to incorporate a redemption arc into my current work in progress because I'm that geeky about it too. So I'm 100% with you, Tori.
Yeah.
We love it. And Tori says, my favorite quote is, to live a creative life, you must first let go of your fear of being wrong. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That is so true.
Yeah.
It is. It is so true.
Oh my gosh. Oh, such a theme. Such a theme. Yes, Klasha, we are getting very close to the end. We're about to do our very fun wrap up. If you have just arrived for us, though, this is going to be fun. So glad you are here.
Glad you made it.
Definitely watch the replay because we've had a hoosh of a time.
So much fun. So much fun. So, okay, here is the pitch for what we're going to do. So obviously the theme of this live stream is like kind of a bonfire, like an end of camp celebration, as if we were literally all sitting around a campfire, just like trading stories and reflecting on the last month, our summer camp together. So I thought it would be really cute if we did this tradition that I found online, thought was adorable. It's kind of like a mix of like an end of camp celebration and like a Yule log ceremony, if you've ever done one of those. But so in a real situation, everybody has a twig and each person goes down the line and throws a twig into the fire and makes like a wish, like something that they want for the future, like a dream that they have. And everybody just kind of like affirms it. And then we go on to the next person. And then in the end, we're all in the fire and we've bonded and that's the end. So that's what we are going to do. So I want everybody to think of like a writing related like wish or dream. And it could be anything. It could be kind of small. It could be like, I want to finish this draft or like, I want to finish this book or like, I want to get a book deal. I want to have a Netflix deal. I want this to be a movie, whatever your like somewhat writing related dreams are. Put them in the chat. And Danica, myself, Danica, Kate, and Lovis will all go through and we will toss your wishes into the flames along with us. And I came very prepared to this and that I have a literal, just you wait. You didn't think it could get better, but it does. Here we are. I have a literal campfire. Can you guys hear this at all?
No, you got the headphones in.
Oh my goodness. All right. We're going to do this because I need you to
hear the flames crackling.
To hear the flames crackling because the mood is just so much. And I do know how to make this happen. Yes. I'm going to share the audio. And the 4K. All right. Can you hear it now? Like softly.
Oh, now
Yes.
I can hear it. When you
Yes.
turn the sound on, I can hear it.
Yeah, that was a problem. That was a problem. Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. We are here. We are all around the campfire for our setting. To round out the end of camp bonfire, I guess we can start with us. So, Katelin or Lovis, do you have a dream or a wish that you would like to toss into the bonfire?
You go ahead, Katelin.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we can all take a sec if you need.
Oh, well, geez. I mean, for these, you gotta shoot for the moon, yeah?
Yeah.
So I think that my wish would be to make the New York Times bestselling list at one point in my lifetime,
Ooh.
and or
Really,
and
some
or win a Pulitzer Prize
Wow. We love
for
it.
my writing.
Love it.
We love it.
Yes,
We wish
yes,
that for you.
Why not?
Do you have anything, Lovis?
I do. Well, okay. For this novel, once it's through revisions and beta reads and all kinds of steps, I would really like to get an agent with it.
Yeah.
And to pursue traditional publishing and eventually get it published. So that is my goal for my eco-fantasy novel. For the other writing project that I'm working on, which is a serial, so kind of an episodic series, I would love an audiobook series of that.
Ooh, love
Love audiobooks. That is such a good one. Oh,
we like
we wish
toss
that
it.
for you too.
Positive in the fire.
Yes, you are affirmed.
Throw it into the fire.
Okay, all right. I think so. Dreams probably for this for Project Red, the one that I'm currently working on. I think eventually, I don't know how soon it'll be when it gets there, but I would like to get it published. I would like to see it out there and potentially as a series through traditional publishing. So I'd love to get an agent with it and to see it published. And to like meet somebody who I didn't know who read my book. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let it be so.
Awesome. Okay, we have some other wishes to toss into the fire. So my royal life says her wish is to finish this draft, which may be her first complete draft if when she finishes.
Oh.
That is awesome. An excellent wish.
That is an excellent wish.
I realized when I pull these up, Lovis, you are obscured.
Okay, I'll just come up here.
Really high up in the corner. Alrighty, okay. So Lainey Wright says she really wants to start the sci-fi book she's been planning, but first she has to get done her fanfics. It's going to take a while. Yeah, that's totally fair. All right.
Yes.
We wish for you starting the sci-fi book. So much. Oh my goodness. Boone, this is beautiful. Boone's goal is to be truly proud of a story she's written. Oh,
That's so wholesome.
I wish that for you and for all of us.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking over. All right. Okay, so Vanessa's got one too. So to have her book published one day and inspire people through her writing. Also, her goal is to help people realize that they are not alone and that they can fight depression and anxiety. That's awesome. That is wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. A beautiful wish.
Yes, we wish that for you. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Alrighty, well, anyone else, if you have any other wishes you would like for us to blow into the fire for you, let us know. Yes, that is an awesome wish. We do hope that you get that wish.
Yes.
Okay, we got Tori. We got Tori's wish. Okay, so to start recording videos for an AuthorTube channel, following, and to finish her 5-book fantasy series. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
We love that. Nice. Wait, that's awesome though, Tori. You gotta let us know if you set up an AuthorTube channel. Love to check you out. And if you haven't already, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but there is a Discord.
There is a Discord.
There is a Discord where many of us hang out quite regularly. I believe if you scroll up in the chat, there is a link to it. But also, if you go to Katelin's channel, click her link and go to one of her videos, you can get added if you're not already there. If you have not already known about that. All right, yes, we do. We hope that everybody's wishes come true. Well, thank you all very much for coming to this end of camp bonfire. Honestly, this has been so much fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed it too.
It was so good. My cheeks hurt.
I know.
Smiling.
So wholesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I need to just not smile for the rest of the evening.
Oh, this is honestly great. This is a good start to live streaming for me. I also hope, like Lovis was talking about earlier, to do more live streams.
Yes.
Moving out of Camp Nano. So hopefully we will have more of things like this. But I think that this was kind of a fun, special thing to do.
Definitely.
At the end of Camp Nano. Thank you both for coming and hanging out with me, warming our hands by the fire.
Yes.
Inside.
We didn't bring any s'mores. What are we doing?
I know.
Nobody roasted a s'more over a candle.
I know.
Why didn't that happen?
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Well, thank you all very much for coming. You should check out both of these lovely ladies. They are linked in the description. I don't know if you guys want to give like a quick little outro for your channels.
Yeah, I post anything, anything that comes to mind. I make all sorts of videos, and I do have a Discord server that you guys can absolutely join because the community on there is incredible and is the best in the entire world, and we'd love to see you there.
And I have kind of a hybrid AuthorTube, BookTube channel where I focus on eco-fiction and bringing my writing and my science passions together. What we geek out about, that's exactly what my YouTube channel is. And I post every Wednesday, every now and then on a Monday.
You guys both have schedules, and I admire that about you so much.
I try, man. I try.
And sometimes it's a struggle.
Both of these guys are fantastic, so you guys should definitely go check them out. But yes, so thank you all very much for coming. It sounds like people did have a good time, so that makes me happy. And I hope to see you all again in the comment section somewhere, in the Discord, or on the next live stream. So thank you all very much for coming, and congratulations for making it through Camp Nano.
Praise.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye, everyone. Have